Welcome to another episode of the Brothers Who Talk.
Brothers Who Talk.
With Terry and AD. This podcast is about men talking about everyday shenanigans, the stuff that makes us mad, to the topics that concern why in the world do these guys have a podcast. Let's get to it.
And what's going on? Happy Friday, you guys. Welcome to episode 10 of the Brothers Who Talk. Man, it don't seem like it's been 10 episodes, AD.
Nah, time flies. When you're having fun, right?
Yeah,
when you're having fun.
Just my camera here. I'm all head and shoulders, you know what I'm saying?
It's like head and shoulders.
These are toes, which I can't reach because I'm too big. But it's okay. It's okay.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Work it out.
So, what's popping and cracking with you, brother? How's the week going?
It's going.
Yeah.
It's going. Listen, that needs to be a law. Everybody should take a nap. I think the world won't be so angry. You just get a good nappy nap. You just you know what? I really couldn't stand you guys, but once I took the nap, I realized I shouldn't be so crazy.
Exactly.
Good nappy nap.
When I tell you that a nap for me is essential, especially because I don't really get a lot of sleep at night. I mean, I think that I do. I think that I sleep well, but then I get up the next day and it's like, man, I am exhausted for whatever reason. And so, but my sleep apnea, hopefully my CPAP, which I'm getting on Tuesday, will help.
Right.
We'll work out. So it's all good, man. It's all good, man. So everybody who's listening, welcome to the episode 10 of the Brothers Who Talk.
Yeah.
Listen, YouTube, welcome aboard as well. This is our second time with you guys. So welcome. So if this is not your first time, of course, the first thing that we get into on the Brothers Who Talk is the news. Yo.
Yes, indeed. Going on in the world, Terry. What is going on?
Okay, let's start with a few things. Okay, first thing I want to start with is this. If you get an email from a young man named Timbuktu, don't answer it. Not only don't answer it, don't send any money. Don't PayPal him, don't Cash App him, don't do none of that. There is a young man that is down in a Nigerian prison. He is 24 years old, in jail for fraud, AD. Fraud, brother. And he is raking up a lot of money, has made over $1 million behind bars because we got somebody that's sending money. Y'all stop. Pull it a tink, y'all stop it. Just quit. Okay? He ain't finna marry you. He ain't finna leave Africa. All he want is a green card. Y'all quit it. He's not gonna do it. And so women folk. And I think it's tailored toward the ladies because a lot of women are sending him money.
Okay.
But y'all, let's stop there. Okay, let's get back into it. Second thing we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the impeachment inquiry that's happening down in D.C. We would talk about this this morning on Brunchin, and we had a cop that was in the comments. Okay. And I don't know if you remember yesterday we was talking about how the Ukrainian ambassador was on the stand, I think it was Tuesday, and Trump was throwing on a full-blown Twitter rant while she was on the stand.
Right.
And I used the word or the phrase witness tampering along with that. Come to find out from this cop that that's not witness tampering by the letter of the law, but it still sounds stupid. I don't give it's not witness tampering. It still sounds retarded. Why are you badgering this woman on Twitter while she's on the stand? Now, that's not witness tampering. I know I shouldn't have said it because it's probably not what it is by the letter of the law.
Not necessarily, but you know, it's crazy.
Come on. I mean, like you said, I know we were talking about that on Branch, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. Do you feel like he's going to be impeached?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I don't think he's gonna. Because and I always think about Nixon, because Nixon didn't necessarily get impeached. He quit. He quit before the hearings actually finished. Had so much damaging information. One, we know Trump ain't quitting. He ain't quitting. He don't care what you catch him with. He don't care how much footage you got. He don't care what. He ain't quitting.
Yeah.
His people ain't gonna really, because they take his people to impeach him, and he has rallied his base so hard that the Republicans wouldn't even let it happen. You see how they just, my man, that senator, I think it's Joe, just says anything, doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what the witnesses say. He's coming back. In the last, was it yesterday, or the day before, probably the day before, he was like literally over talking the guy and being totally out of order based on, was it Murphy's Law of how you're supposed to be conducting the meeting. He was just all over my man, and they kept saying like, yo, your time has been up. Let my man speak. But he wouldn't let him because he knew he could, if he let his point get through, it might persuade or sway somebody's opinion. So he was just constantly over talking him. So yeah, he's not going to get impeached. I honestly don't. I'd rather him not be impeached because I think it'll turn him into a martyr. And I just rather him lose the election, leave just like any other politician. You lost. Peace out. Get out the house. Let's move on.
Move on.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because I know you got to go through the hearings. You can't ignore it because then you'll have the whole other side of the base, Democratic base, like, whoa, you're going to win after him. And you're right. So we got to go through this process, pull out more stuff. I think everyone just want to see the taxes.
Yeah.
How much you really got? How much you really got? That's what we really want to know. Yeah. That's what we want to know. How much you really got. All right.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, so I'm under the firm belief that he's not going to be impeached either. I'm with you. I think he truly is Teflon. He said that in his campaign that he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and nothing be said or done. So I'm in full agreement with you. I hate that there's one person that just feels like he's Teflon, and then his base feels like they're Teflon. They can say and do whatever they want to do. Let me say this right here, and I'm going to say that, and I know I'm saved. I love the Lord, but let me tell you something. Don't let your president get your ass whipped. Okay, because he's Teflon. You're not. So let's be clear there. Okay? Just so nobody's tripping in that arena. All right? So moving on to a positive note here. Trevor Noah, who we all know and love, is the host of The Daily Show on the Comedy Central, is the first African to sell out Madison Square Garden. So shout out to Trevor Noah for doing his thing and keeping his celebrity status and not being any scandals and saying anything retarded. And he's just, shout out to you, Trevor, man. If this crosses your eye gates, man, we love you here. Well, I do. Well, I know AD does.
Yes.
So we do here at Bozu Talk. We definitely applaud you for keeping your status. Speaking of status or lack thereof, Hollywood is trying to throw this. Everybody's heard that Hollywood execs at one point or another was trying to get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. I don't know about that one. I don't know what they're thinking, who they're trying to impress, or whatever. But apparently, this script was on the shelves at a Hollywood for the longest time. They're trying to get Julia, and so he went to the other the board, and he asked them like, "Well, what do you think about casting Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman? And could we get away with that?" And so the board was like,
"Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on,
man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Dude, what are you thinking? How are you gonna?" Harriet Tubman was very melanated, had curly hair. Julia Roberts is not melanated with red hair. How do you figure you're going to get Julia Roberts? But what pissed me off, AD, was that it wasn't necessarily the fact that he tried to get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. What made me mad was when he was trying to. His comment was, "We can pull this off because it's been so long since they've seen Harriet Tubman that they won't recognize who it is." I don't know about you, but people that are prominent in my history
Right.
I recognize off the rip. You can show me just their eyelashes, and I'm gonna be like, that's Harriet Tubman. You know, I'm gonna know who that is. You can show me Martin Luther King's mustache, I'm gonna know that's MLK. So you can't do that to us. Don't. Right. We're not stupid. I mean, I know that Hollywood thinks that we're less than in some cases, but come on, that we're not stupid. We're not stupid. Right. What do you think about that? Julia Roberts playing Harriet Tubman. What are you thinking?
So yeah, apparently I think it was way back, like when she was kind of like hot. Like I mean, she's still pretty like an A-lister, but it's been a long time since she's done some big stuff. But I think it was back when the Pelican Brief and stuff like that, I think was going on. I think it was way back then. And I think what he said, they won't know the difference. they won't know it. I mean, I don't know.
It wouldn't have mattered how hot she was.
Right.
You're still white.
Right.
You're still white. You can't. You're still white. It doesn't happen that way.
It's been Al and Jesse been marching. They try to release that movie.
Come on, really?
Back in the day.
It was just really, it was really crazy, and it blew me away. It blew me away. Speaking of other things that blow people away, here we are again with Monique versus Netflix over Monique. My sweetness, the love of my, I love you, Monique. You're one of the queens of comedies. Listen, sit your butt down someplace. Trying to sue Netflix. Are you serious? Over some discrimination, racial discrimination or whatever, because Netflix wouldn't give her. Just those of you guys who don't know the story. Monique was mad at Netflix a few months ago because she feels like that they racially discriminated against her and wouldn't give her the money to do a stand-up special like her other counterparts were getting, such as Amy Schumer, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, people like that. And she wanted us, she came to us, the black people, Black Twitter, to boycott Netflix. And so she finally filed a lawsuit against Netflix because of that. Netflix is like, no, we're not gonna have that. We're gonna go ahead and fight this. And so they're gonna fight it. But AD, man, I don't understand. Why don't she just let that go? Like,
I think who was I listening to? I think maybe Rodney Perry. I don't want to put the wrong comedian out there, but he said, it was a he, was saying that if she had done the lawsuit from the beginning, like, felt like she was slighted and went the legal route from the beginning, it'd have made more sense. But honestly, from the stories I hear and how Netflix determines what you get paid based on ticket sales and all that good stuff. And, I won't say that she's not deserving of more, because I don't know all the numbers exactly. I don't know how they formulate. Maybe she felt like she was worth more or a little more, but yeah, I don't know what can come of it. More power to her, because I think, sometimes it may be a point to be made, maybe, like sometimes, and we worked in like customer service, right? You're dealing with somebody and you say it, and one little wording or way you say it turns this like confrontation that could have stayed between us and it fluctuates. Yeah. So maybe she wrote an email and the way the execs emailed her back was like, it's like, hey, whatever, you'll be all right. So that's why I think that might, and it may not be money. It's probably, because some things, especially lawsuits, lawyers and all that mess, it's, they know, and the lawyers get more money than the people, the plaintiffs in these kind of cases. So she may be just doing it to expose something, maybe more, but I don't know. I mean,
I think that she's trying to bully her way back in irrelevance. Here's the thing: is I'm with you. She probably deserves a few $1 million more. I'm because she has done a lot for the comedy game for women and comedians. I get that, right? But you can expect Netflix to shell out $100 million on someone who hasn't been hot since she used to say, "Hey, Professor Ogilvy." She hasn't been. I mean, come on. Let's be 100 with that. And that's what she's thinking. She's thinking that they should pay her on her past exploits.
Right.
No, ma'am. No ham, no burger. It doesn't work. When they gave Amy Schumer all that money, Amy Schumer had done sold out the Madison Square Garden twice. You look at Trevor Noah, people like that. You look at Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin can come and make a comeback, sell out Madison Square, and Netflix will give him, more money. You have to have something that they can work with. It's just like going into the bank and asking for a loan. You can't go into the bank, ask for a loan, and not have any kind of collateral. You have nothing on your plate. You haven't been hot since '86. Quit it. What this guy says, I think you should have got all this money from Netflix, and they're gonna show you in court that this is all a sham. And I'm gonna feel bad for her because
numbers.
Right. And I used the term on brunch this morning. I used the term blackballing. I don't think that she'll be blackballed per se. I mean, I did this morning. I thought she'd be blackballed. Blackballed is a strong term. However, I don't think that she will get. I don't think that she will get another role in Hollywood that's gonna do anything for her. Really, she's gonna end up on Pure Flix doing Christian movies. I'm just saying that. There's nothing wrong with them movies.
No, there's nothing wrong. But I got you though. Like
you know what I'm saying? That's what she's gonna end up because you can't expect for these folks to step and fetch and kowtow because of what you used to do. Show me what you got now. Just like Janet Jackson had a great song about that a long time ago, and that song said, "What have you done for me lately? Or what have you done for the people lately?" Because so if you don't have anything, if you're not hot, they're not going to give you that money.
Right. So one more last thing. We could go forward. I remember I was watching, I think, interview with Katt Williams. He was on the radio station. That was a whole crazy interview as well. But he's like, he says, a great comedian. Is it? I think I'm sure he said. He said, a great comedian or a great stand-up when they have memorable lines. When there's memorable lines, like you said, Eddie Griffin. I can remember some of the stuff he said. Dave Chappelle and they all has like Kevin Hart have memorable lines, especially Katt with a ton of memorable lines. And I was like, Monique has never been a big stand-up comic to me. Shout out to her. And I think she's also more blackballed herself because she, started talking about Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey and what's my man that did Empire. She talked about some of the black giants. So like if you're trying to go for the racial thing and get some folks behind you, you've kind of left yourself out in the cold in a sense because of the way you did it. Because those guys you had a beef with. And some of it was legit, but you should have went to them and not to us about what's going on behind the scenes.
You were talking about memorable lines. I mean, you talk about Katt Williams, just about everything. People can recite his whole stand-up. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey, people like that can recite. It's like the only thing that I remember Monique for, the one line that she used to use was "Skinny bitches were evil."
Oh yeah.
And she said that. She wrote a book about it too. But she said that when she was fat. Now she's skinny. Now, do you say that? So you have nothing. You have nothing. It's like dust. Leave it alone, Monique. We love you here. We really, really do. And shout out to you, but honey, let it go. Let it go. Speaking of letting go, AD, our next topic here is Mr. Colin Kaepernick. Real quick, and then we're gonna get into Kanye. But Colin has. I was listening to this morning that they have set up another NFL workout for him in Palm Beach, Florida. Okay. So we're going to see how this works out.
Okay. Just update.
Gotcha. Right. So I want the people that are watching and listening, y'all leave Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman alone. Here's the thing. There was an interview on, I think it was First Take, with T.O. Now, you remember Terrell Owens?
I remember
T.O. And he went on there and he said, this is what he said, and I quote Terrell Owens. Shout out to Terrell. He said, Stephen A., Max Kellerman is more black than you. In the interview. It was crazy. Right. And so Stephen Smith, of course, immediately, they cut the video at that point, but Stephen Smith immediately was upset. because Max roasted him the other day on First Take. Right. Max Kellerman's thing was, hey, Colin decided to do it his way. He wasn't going to step and fetch, and that's the reason why people are upset with him. Right. And so, because of that, Max Kellerman got the VIP pass to the cookout because he roasted Stephen A.
Right.
So, but y'all leave him alone. Let that man live. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let that man live. Colin will not be in the league. Let's be rested assured in that. But there is an article out there that Colin's attorney has come forward and said that there are 2 teams that are interested in signing him. Hasn't said who the teams were, but just said there was 2 teams that was looking forward to signing or looking into signing him. One of them probably being the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they don't have a quarterback, because Mason Rudolph kicking people in the nuts and get people suspended and all that good stuff. That's either here nor there. That's not a story today. All right. So, I know you're not a real big sports guy, but we're gonna move on real quick to Kanye.
Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
Go ahead.
So with the Kaepernick, I think this is going to be a win. If he gets on the team, it's going to be a win for NFL or whatever team he gets on, because it's going to be like their highest rated game, especially the first game he played. So if he is for the Steelers, he gonna at least bring him a lot of money, viewer money, because everybody's going to be waiting to see the first game that he plays on. Secondly, I don't think Kaepernick should continuously play for the NFL. Like, don't play for someone that's disrespected you, has literally blackballed you, and now you're going to go back work for him, and I know you want to play. I just say start your own league. Get with somebody, start your own league. And like I said before, it's easier said than done. Yeah. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done. And it's the moment. All eyes on you. All eyes on you.
It goes back to what Tyler Perry said when he first opened up his studio down in Atlanta, and he said, I got tired of trying to get a seat at the table. Right. I said, I'm going to build my own table. That's exactly what he did. And so I think we all need to get into that mode to where stop chasing the bag. Right. Make your own. Right. Just go to your soul machine, make your own bag, and stop trying to get it to everybody else. So I don't know. I think this thing has went left way quick with the first workout. I think it was a thing of there was dirt on both hands. On both sides of the fence. I think Colin used it as a sham. I think the NFL tried to play Colin, and Colin wasn't having it. So it's dirt on both sides of the fence, man. That's kind of what I feel about that. All right. Well, speaking of dirt, Kanye is not going to be able to dig up any more in Wyoming because they have halted the building of his amphitheater or church out here in Wyoming. And if you've ever been to Wyoming, I drove through Wyoming. Wyoming is one of those states. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. Cheyenne, Laramie, great. We drove through Wyoming when we moved out here to Idaho. And it's beautiful country, especially in the mornings when the sun first rises and the sun set over those mountains. It's great. But Kanye, they have halted his building of his amphitheater in Wyoming because he did not have his land surveyed, nor did he break ground properly. So Kanye is he has to halt that. But speaking of Kanye as well, people are still trying to figure out whether or not he's real about it. One of the topics on brunching this morning with Lise and I, and Ashley, is Kanye really walking with Jesus? That was the topic. And my thing was, to me, it doesn't matter whether or not he's walking with Jesus. It's the message that he's giving. Right. If his message is bringing people to Christ, then that's good for me as a believer. Right. Whether or not he's walking with Jesus, time will tell. I've said this 1,000 times. Time will tell. If he's doing anything either contrary to what he's saying, then you're a hypocrite and you'll be judged for that. But we don't. Who are we? Right. Glass houses. That's the problem with people. You want to throw a rock and hide your hand. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We've all had past. If you are a believer, and the believers are the one giving him the most grief. Right. Like you ain't never been a sinner.
Never.
It is. Like you ain't never been a sinner. Like you ain't never hoed.
Never.
Come on. Stop. That you ain't never cussed. You ain't never drunk a beer. Or took a shot of Coke. Stop. and I think they're basing that because Kanye's celebrity, and because just 2 albums ago he was cussing, and now Jesus is king. Well, the only thing he doing is speaking facts. It's what it is. Forget the messenger. So y'all gonna miss. I'm telling you. I repeat this again. I'm gonna say it 1,000 more times before I leave this earth. Y'all gonna mess around and miss the message because you don't like the message. Quit. I ain't that cute, but I can guarantee you I got a message behind here. AD is more handsomer than me. That's the message behind that too. Stop looking at the messenger and get the message. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, my podcast I did the other day. Y'all leave Kanye alone. Leave him alone. Let that man live his life. Glass houses. All right. So, glass houses. All right. So the next portion of this podcast we get into, we're going to tell you why we are mad. This is the part of the podcast where we sit here and we're gonna vent. We're gonna tell you what's going on with us that week. There's so much going on in life, and people are worried about so many other things that don't make any sense.
Right.
But don't have a chance to vent them.
Man, yes.
So here we are on the Road to Talk. We are here for you. We're gonna tell you why you're mad.
We gonna exactly show you exactly how you tell somebody you mad at something.
We're gonna tell you why we're mad. AD. Why are you mad this week, sir?
Let me bring it down. You know what? So I'm calling an audible because I told them one thing I was mad at before, but honestly, there's something else I'm angry at that I just thought about that fell down in my spirit, right down in my shondo. So listen, I'll tell you what I'm mad at. I'm tired of AT&T. AT&T. I called them out. I said it. Yes, yeah.
Shout out to AT&T.
Oh, is that right?
No smoke. I'm with Sprint, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Right?
Oh man, listen. So I was calling to my phone, and calling about my phone. So I was like, boom, I want to just see how much it costs to pay it off. So they gave me an amount. I was like, cool. I was like, so what's my monthly? They told me my monthly and how many payments I had left. And I was calculating. I was like, wait, my monthly and what I have to pay off if I do it month to month is different than the payoff amount that you just quoted me.
Right.
I was like, it's like almost $100 more if I just pay it off. Why is that? It was like, well, there's a penalty for payoff. I said, are you trying to hold me hostage?
Yeah.
If I pay this off, I can bounce.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And keeping it real, like I've had my phone. I've been with AT&T. What's this? 2019. 15 years.
Oh, wow.
At least. Okay. Yes. I've been with them for a while. I've been with them since BlackBerry. I've been with them for BlackBerry.
Who said hoes ain't loyal? We loyal out here. Quit it.
Right. I was like, and I remember there were times where you could just if you want to pay it off, it's this amount. You could just pay it off just like you would the monthly. Because then when I was like, what? So now they're trying to hold you hostage because they want you to stay in their little stinking plan.
Yeah.
I can't stand.
And just to play devil's advocate on the side of AT&T here. Okay.
There you go.
I've been a long time customer service. I've sold Sprint. I've sold Samsung. I've sold all. Here's the logic, because they've done away with 2-year contracts, because contracts are binding, so you can't leave before your contract is up, right? So they did away with those legally.
Right.
But with with Sprint has a thing called Flex Lease.
Right.
And you can do 2 options. You can do Flex Lease, which is paid monthly, or you can do an IB, which is installment billing, which is a 2-year contract, kind of, sort of. But they don't call it a contract; they just call it installment billing. So with a Flex Lease, this is how Sprint does it. Shout out to Sprint. I paid my bill. Yeah, I got $0 balance. I paid it. With Sprint, with a Flex Lease, and hopefully this will help somebody who's struggling with a cell phone issue right now. Flex lease, you have 12 to 24 months. But if you have a Samsung on Android, if you have a Samsung or an iPhone, they have two programs called Samsung Forever, iPhone Forever. So you can upgrade every 12 months on those particular plans, right?
Oh, like old school upgraded.
Like old school upgrading, exactly. But let's say if you want to pay your phone off, it is a penalty. So what they'll do is you can be on a flex lease, pay for 24 months, and the phone still not be yours. You can pay up 22 years on a flex lease and the phone still not be yours because there's a payoff amount that they penalize you for. So cell phone companies have done away with contracts. That's how they get you. They don't want you to stay because they now know that there are companies like Google Fi, Cricket. You can do anything now.
And they all take the phones. You can just plug into them now.
That's it. Because all they have to do is, with Sprint and with AT&T, is one of those companies that if you pay up your phone, you have to call them up to get an unlock code. And then once your phone is unlocked, then you can take your phone anywhere. But you could be
they don't. They don't know.
Yeah, but you could be AT&T, pay your phone off, don't get the unlock code, you can't go anywhere else. Anyway, so you still stuck.
They don't. I'm gonna just go to little Ray. Ray know he can plug it up. He gonna hook it up.
He gonna flash it.
Remember they how they used to unlock them back in the day.
Yeah, these are flash.
You're like, you want your phone unlocked? Let my man get this for you.
Yeah, let's go on the flash.
All right, I'm mad. Right, that's why I'm mad. That's all. All right, I'm done.
Here's why I'm mad.
Why are you mad, Terry?
I'm mad at people who get free stuff. I'm mad at people who get free stuff. Now, you guys know that I just got Disney Plus just started streaming on October the 12th, right?
Right.
And so I was gracious enough because you can with Disney Plus you can do up to 10 devices, right?
Okay.
And so I was gracious. I want people to have Disney Plus. I grew up on Disney, and so I gave it out. How about I got 25 profiles on my Disney Plus right now because everybody on my Disney Plus. I had somebody get mad at me talking about Disney Plus, and it didn't work one day. And they inboxed me, was like, "Yo, what's on Disney Plus? What did you do? Like, you pay the bill? Hold it. Let me help you right quick, okay? You don't pay for this. If I want to cut this off, surely I can because it's in my name. So people like that really make me mad. Like, how you going?"
Wait, back up. So you got Disney Plus. You bought it for your fam. And you said, hey, there's a share plan where you could add 10 people and they can freeload off of my account for free. Let me bless some people, right? You bless somebody, it don't work. They come at you.
Right.
Like, what are you doing with the free stuff that you just gave me? Wow.
If you don't go and sit down somewhere. If you don't go and sit down and leave me alone,
I'm gonna act like I didn't get this message. I'm gonna just act like I didn't get this message.
When I tell you, I was 38 hot. Like, how you gonna? I promise you, I was hotter than fish grease. Like, how you gonna say this is mine? Because I can go right now on my account, delete all your profiles off my Disney Plus.
Right.
Nobody leave me alone out here. For real. Right. That's what made me mad, man. People free stuff. If you're getting something for free. Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, what have you. If you're getting that for free, have a seat. If you're not paying for it, have a seat. Hold on 1 second. All right, so now so if you got free stuff, if you living free, shut up, let it be.
That's it.
Shut it down, let it be. Y'all do too much. They do too much. All right. So speaking of doing too much, sometimes I struggle every day in my life with my vocabulary. I just don't know sometimes. I struggle and I say, God, help me with my vocabulary. Please, Lord, send me somebody who can help me with my vocabulary.
That's what we're here for.
That is why we are here. And the Both Do Talk. We have this part of the session called The Word of the Day. So here is the Word of the Day. We try to help you get your vocabulary up to par.
Yes.
Because we struggle. That's like it's
right.
We struggle with that, right? So
we're here to help.
Every week, we give you a different word. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's informative, sometimes it's serious, right? So this week, my word is funny. I think AD, I'm not sure what your word is, so we're going to start with Mr. AD. What is your word of the day? How are you gonna help the people today, sir?
So my word today is twerk. Yes, twerk. All right.
Hey, back at it.
Not that much. Slow it down, brother. Slow it down. All right. So let me break it down. You know I got to go into my country twang. Get this right. I'ma have a few beers before I get back to work. I'ma have a few beers before I get back to work.
You know what?
Just a quick disclaimer. I don't drink beer.
You don't drink beer. My thing is, I laugh when you say, "Let me put on my southern twang." So when you say that, it's like you don't live in the South already. What you mean you don't have it? You just put it on. You already got it. I'll be rolling. I promise. I'm like, this guy. Hey, I mean, put it on like an armor. I'm put it on like a jacket. Under my southern twang.
Twang.
But
what's your word, brother? What's your word, brother?
It ain't twerking. That's what it
ain't twerking.
My word of the day should help some of you folks out here who take the drug fentanyl.
All right, break it down for us,
fentanyl.
brother.
So we're not gonna use it in the drug form. Fentanyl.
Right.
So you mean to tell me you gonna try fitting all of that in them jeans? Are you? You trying to fit all of that in those jeans? Come on,
man.
Come on, Pam. Come on, junk in the trunk. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, honey. I promise you, you're not gonna fit all of that in those jeans. You're doing the most. You can't fit all of that on your plate. You're doing too much. Quit it.
Fitting all that before you go to work.
I'm trying to tell you. You know you was 16 trying to fit in them 12s. Quit it. You can't fit all that in them jeans. That's my word. So we here at the Brothers Who Talk. We hope that when we give you these words, that they will enrich your vocabulary and help you out. And just in case, they might give you some words that get you out of a meeting one day, or possibly get you fired, depending on how you use it. All right. Anyway, all right. So this is the reason why.
Visit to HR. So good.
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of those in my lifetime. Trust me. So this is the part of the podcast where we tend to get a little bit serious here, and we actually give you guys a topic. And the topic of today is actually AD's topic this week, and we're talking about the topic is why don't men communicate? And I think that since we're here at the Brothers Who Talk, we pride ourselves in relationship advice and helping the ladies out and helping the fellas out and trying to make your stuff pop and crack with your relationships. So we want to help you guys out. So the question of the day is, why don't men communicate? So, AD.
Indeed.
Let's roll with it.
So, 30 seconds, because they don't want to. All right, that's it. Let's close this out. Have a great one, guys.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Welcome to the Brother Talk, episode 10. Have a great weekend. We'll see you this week.
All right.
No,
I just had to say, I was just down to be like, let's just go and shut it down. All right, so communication is a struggle a lot of time for guys. Only the main reasons is a lot of guys have trouble with expressing how they feel when it comes to relationships. And the reason we struggle, because you're probably like, well, you talk about a lot of other stuff. Why can't you just say what you're feeling? Sometimes we try to make sure we say the right things and tailor our words and things of that nature. So we think so hard that sometimes we say nothing because we just as humans worry about reaction and how our ladies may react to what we say.
Yeah.
So the best thing we could do, and if you're a guy watching this, is just talk about what's going on in your head. How you feeling? You know, sometimes you just got to put it out there. You know, good, bad, ugly. Just like, this is what I'm feeling. If a woman is doing something, you know, like interacting, like maybe at work, talking about another guy, whatever. You know, if something is bothering you, just express it. Because, you know, the more you hold it in, the more it becomes problems in your relationship. Because now you're like passive aggressive, meaning you're not you're not showing your feelings about the problem. You're now angry about everything else, right. Because in the root of it is just because of whatever she had said or some situation at work or whatever happened that you're not saying. Right. So as guys, we need to express who we are to our ladies, exactly. and be as transparent as you can, because and like a lot of things we say, it's always easier said than done, but just knowing what you need to do is the first step. Like, boom, okay, so I need to be transparent. I need to tell her how I feel about this, that, and the third. Even good stuff, like when your lady does great things, you got to make sure you tell them. And this is a PSA, and I'm sure you've probably dropped the ball, and I've missed it. I'm sure Terry has missed it. If you see her put on something nice, and you see, and your mind is like, wow, that is beautiful. Make sure you say that out loud. Yeah. Say like, oh man, you are like sexy in that. Like, I don't want to go out right now. Like just be expressive. And I know it's like simple, but it's those little things, because a woman wants to be wanted, just like a man, just want to be wanted. And if you don't continuously express that, if you don't continuously show that, it matters. So being transparent. And for ladies, I know when men go into their cave, and we stop talking, we start shutting down, and you do desire to still be with the guy, let's if you still want to make this relationship work, find out, try to find a way to get him to communicate in any way possible. Right. And attacking what's wrong with you is not going to help. It's going to make us shut down more. We're putting up defenses. Now I'm really not talking. Now I'm not saying anything. Now it's going to be silence in the house for the next 5-6 days. Right. So you what's that? You get more with honey than with lemon. So it's you have to be sweet. You have to try to figure out what to do, because like I always say, it's not about being right. It's about getting an understanding and moving forward. Yeah. You don't want to be right. Of course, whatever the issue is, you're probably right. You're probably exactly right. You are on point. But right. If you want him to feel wrong, then he's not going to feel good. He's not going to want to communicate. He's not going to want to give you that understanding, because now it's a battle. Now he's trying to figure a way, how can he be right? I'm going to show you, I'm not going to say nothing. Right. So you want to get to that point where there's communication. What's up, Terry? What you got?
Let me, for those of you who just took the last 4.5 minutes of what AD just said and don't understand what the word he's saying, let me break it down to you in layman's terms. A closed mouth don't get fed. Let me help you there. So make sure that you're communicating and verbalizing what's going on with you. That's the problem with men. I know I had that issue for many, many moons, is that I wouldn't tell anybody what I was feeling. And it was just, oh, I got it. I'm a man. I dealt with pride. I dealt with all kind of crazy nonsense. And that's the reason why I destroyed women in my wake. If you know anybody that has been in my past that know me and still interact with me, they'll tell you he tried to destroy me. And there were some women that I completely destroyed, some on purpose, some by accident, because I would not be truthful. I would not verbalize what I was feeling. I was hurting. For many moons, I was mad at my mother because I didn't know who my dad was. I had so many issues. I got cheated on. I got left at the altar. I got all kinds of stuff happening in my life. But because I wouldn't verbalize those things, the women that I was with caught it. Right. And so, fellas, it's very important. I know there's a level of pride that we all walk in, but it doesn't do you any good if the person doesn't know that you're walking through these particular issues and they can help you.
Right.
Give that other person the enough ammo to decide whether or not, because some people don't want to deal with people that's got issues. If you got issues, people don't want to deal with you, and that's okay. That's their right to do so, and they can walk away from you. But you can't you cannot hold in something that's been bugging you for 25 years because you're afraid to lose old girl.
Right.
If she loves you, she gonna be there, and it's vice versa, ladies.
Right.
If you with somebody, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, I got daddy issues," because you're afraid to lose Jody. Let Jody walk, because if he don't want to be with you, if he doesn't want you, and so you tell him he gonna leave anyway. So value yourself, men and women. Value yourself. Stop allowing people and stop walking on eggshells and being like, I got this issue, but I'm not gonna tell him.
That's real. Yeah, that's real right there.
Quit
That's
that.
real. Because you're not comfortable. You're not living your life.
You're not living your best life. That's the whole point of this thing. We want to live our best life. Like Lil Duval hit song last year. We let him live our best life. But how can you live your best life when you're living it in a lie?
Right.
How are you living your best life and the person that you supposedly love does not know what's going on with you?
Right.
And you're trying to fake the funk. Listen, fellas, ladies, you only can fake the funk for only a little while. That's it. Beauty's only skin deep. Yeah, right? We only can live, we only can fake it for so long. Start being real with yourself and each other. And relationships and marriages will flourish.
Right.
The divorce rate will go in the opposite direction if we were being real with each other. Some people, and I read this somewhere, and I don't mean to overtalk. I do get a little long-winded, and I apologize. I've heard somewhere, and I read somewhere, where people are planning for a wedding, but not a marriage. You care more about the wedding day than the future of your marriage. So let's get out of that. Who cares? Now, I had a nice wedding, but we also plan for our marriage. Right. You know what I'm saying? So don't get enthralled, because this is what you see and read on Facebook all the time. You see these beautiful pictures, these elegant pictures, the nice floral arrangements, the gowns, the whole 9 yards. But then the next week you read the same post, you read the next post from the same person, and be like, "Well, he doesn't understand me." Right. Did you just marry him last week? Right. Exactly. Quit. And vice versa. Again, vice versa. Everything that I'm saying, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, goes both ways. I'm not dogging men. I'm not dogging women. I'm just saying it goes both ways. Right. Plan for your future. You know what I'm saying? When my wife put our wedding together, we were also planning, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do date night this week. We're going to do this, that, and the third. We didn't plan for July 21st, even though it was a great day. It was a beautiful day. Eddie was supposed to have been there, but he didn't show up, but it's okay. Not mad at him about that no more. No more. But it was hot. You did good, man. It was a one time you went to ditch. That was the one, because it was hot that day. But be real. And we can't stress that enough. Right. And the reason why, and A's going to allude to it in a little bit, the reason why men shut down is because we are, like you said, we are afraid of your reaction. We don't want to hear the nag. We don't want to hear that. Right. If you can't come, if your response is, "Okay, honey, this is how we're going to work it out." Mm-hmm. If you come with anything other than that, then we really don't want to hear it. And we shut all the way down. Doesn't make it right. Right. But that's what we do.
Yeah. So there's and it's your intention. You know, we talk about, and what's your intention with the conversation? Do you want to get understanding? You want to move forward? You know, and even as a man, when she's talking, what's your intention? You need to move forward. I need to express myself. We need to figure this out. So it's a work in progress. You guys work together to get that. I like that though. Most people plan for their weddings, but never for their marriage. Right. I'm gonna post that up. It's a good one right there. Oh, that's real. That's real. But communication is definitely key. No communication is like death to marriage. Right. No communication is like death. It's a slow death because you're not saying nothing, you know, and feeling slowly just, you know, there's a separation. And then, you know, you allow the enemy to come in and to coerce you, you know. Yeah. You know, the enemy's speaking for you. Like, you know what he's thinking, right? He's thinking that I ought to blow this popsicle stand, you know.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
So it's right. I'm out of here. You look at him. He look like he's about to leave, don't it? Yeah. You know, and hype you up. And then, you know, you make temporary decisions you make permanent decisions on temporary circumstances. Yeah. So, you know, communication is key.
It's
key.
Yes. So listen, I'm gonna say this is my last little spiel, and I'm gonna give AD the floor to get his last little spiel. Fellas, because he's got AD has a PSA for the ladies. Yes. I'm gonna get one for the fellas. Listen to me, y'all. Get out of yourself for just a second. It's not always about you. Right. Okay? Sometimes when it comes to personal matters, it's about you. But when it comes, if you're in a couple relationship or a marriage, it's about the both of you. and there's got to be a plan to make it work on both ends. If especially, you have to make sure that you are good. Because if you ain't good, you shouldn't be in anything anyways, because it's not fair to the next person. So right now, listen, guys, if you're struggling in any area, you need to either, 1, get help, 2, talk to the person that you're with and work through it. And let's not be selfish. It's okay to let that person go if you're not well.
Right.
See, a lot of men are holding on to women sick. And we don't want to let them go because, well, she's going to be, look at her. What about I let her go? Look at her. Man, forget all that. Right. How are you? Okay? So, fellas, in closing for me, get yourselves together. It's a process. And everything in the process doesn't feel great. Right. But it's necessary to have something productive later on. All right? And that's my spiel. AD?
So, just a quick PSA. This American or more American-centered sex trafficking has seemed like it's becoming an issue. It's probably been an issue for a long time. We just really noticing it now because they've been talking about it for a while. So ladies, just a PSA, be mindful out there, especially during the holiday seasons, where you park, going alone places at night. Try to travel with somebody. One of the PSAs was like, make sure you don't park. If there's a van, be mindful. One of the tricks they're saying, they put something on your windshield. You get in the car, you see it on your windshield, you go to take it off, somebody snatches you up. Another trick they said, they tie something around your wiper blade or something, something kind of tight, so it takes you a minute to get it off, and in that time, someone can come and snatch you up. Yeah. So, and watch your kids. Stay close together. Don't let them roam the stores. Just be vigilant. Be mindful, be aware of your surroundings. Don't get comfortable. I don't care how nice and Christmassy some place looks. Know there's someone always out to do harm. If you get into a Lyft drive or Uber, pay attention. See where they're going. Watch directions. You don't have to interrogate the dude, that's in the front seat, but just have a conversation. Say, hey, how you doing? Because most people that are out for no good are not really going to talk to you. Because they're trying to limit their conversation so you don't see them, recognize them, hear their voice or anything. So have a conversation, just talk to them a little bit, and make sure they're going the direction you're going. Because I drive Lyft at times, and it was late at night. I was driving a young lady. I was like coming towards the house, and I was like, hey, is this your stop? She's like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. I said, girl, you need to be paying attention.
Yeah.
I could have had you on the way at my house. You wouldn't even know it. Right. So be vigilant. Pay attention. Don't get comfortable in these public spaces. When you're home, that's when you chill out. That's when you can let your guard down. But while you out, you need to have your guard up. If you're around friends and family, have your guard up. Count. Do head counts. Like, all right, there's 5 of us. All right. Yeah. Julie, where's Julie at? Where'd she go? She going to the bathroom? Yeah. Just stick together and enjoy this holiday season.
For sure.
All right?
For sure. Yes. Y'all definitely be safe. Well, that's going to do it for episode 10 of the Brothers Who Talk podcast. Thank you guys for joining and listening and watching on YouTube. Really appreciate it. We're going to keep pushing and keep moving. Going on to episode 11 next week. We love y'all. If you have any topic discussions or any questions for us, or you want to book us for your next event, we do those. We do appearances. Brothers Who Talk at gmail.com. Here's on the
Turn it out. We turn it out.
I'm trying to tell you, we're going to start making appearances. We got merchandise coming. So you guys stay with us. We're at the bottom floor, but stay with us. God's going to bless this, and I want you guys to be a part of the blessing as well. All right? So until next week, we'll see you guys next week, and have a great rest of your weekend. And as a matter of fact, we probably will not have a podcast next week because next week is what?
Thanksgiving.
So we'll return.
We'll see.
No, I'm gonna be eating. You might can do it by yourself.
We got the Thanksgiving. I'm at my plate. You can beans, greens, tomatoes.
we have to record on the 4th, but we'll take a week off for Thanksgiving, and then we'll be back the first week of December. So you guys be blessed, and we'll see you guys next time. All right. Hey.
All right.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Brothers Who Talk. Brothers Who Talk with Terry and AD. Check us out again next week, where we bring you a steaming helping of common sense, laughs, and advice. We can be found on any podcasting platform, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We're also on milehighradio.com, Saturdays at 12 Eastern. See you there.